Built in 1924, Fenway Hotel is an icon of the Jazz Age. Throughout its time as an operating hotel, the Grand Lady of Dunedin has hosted explorers, artists, politicians, musicians, and more. With walls echoing its musical heritage, the hotel earned a place in history by serving as the county's first radio station. Today, it's a popular destination for weddings, anniversaries, leisure, and much more. Hello everyone, my name is Michelle Wilson and I'm in the Public Policy and Administration program at St. Petersburg College. I'm excited to talk to you about a crucial topic that has been making waves in our local community, Ordinance 23-05, the Third Amended Fenway Hotel Development Agreement. This ordinance was recently discussed at the Commission meeting on September 7, 2023 in the beautiful city of Dunedin, and it holds significant implications for the town's development and future. The City of Dunedin has a wonderful council, and it was an honor to have them before me. Mayor Julie Ward-Bajowski, Vice Mayor John Taringa, City Manager Jennifer K. Bramley, City Attorney Jennifer Cohen, and City Commissioners Maureen Franey, Jeff Gow, and Rob Walker. To better understand the issue of this agreement, Joseph De Pasqua, Assistant Director of Community Development, will show us a very thorough presentation.
But for the subject of the development agreement amendment we're talking about this evening, essentially you have four elements that have been amended that are part of this amendment, four sections of amendment. And so the first one, and of course, as Jennifer mentioned, we've met since the June 8th tabling of this item to talk to both internally and with the members, representative of Mainsail, to try to address the issues as they were brought up. So this latest amendment, specifically in section 19, and more specifically in four subparagraphs H, I, J, and K, are the sections that we're talking about. The first one revolves around the monument sign. The second one is about a shade tent. The third one is actually two parts. It's a major special event tent out in front of the property and a parking plan. And the other section is about event hours. The first one is the monument sign. The monument sign that is being proposed is provided in Exhibit D and E in the actual agreement itself. The proposed monument sign will be located at the northwest corner of the property. It's at the corner of Edgewater Drive and Lyndhurst. Its proposed location is set back 10 feet from both the north and west property lines. This location is outside the 30-foot visibility triangle and the 14.5-foot FDOT limit of clear sight at the intersection. I know there was questions about the sign location being potentially a safety concern. And of course, this is always looked at during our permitting system, but for the purpose of this exercise, we wanted to make it very clear that it is being addressed up front as part of the amendment. And the new monument sign being proposed is 16 feet wide, is 6 feet tall. It's double-sided, installed perpendicular to Edgewater Drive. That was something that came up during the LPA. It originally showed it parallel, which was a mistake. It is always meant to be perpendicular. The sign lighting itself will be softly backlit and on a timer, so the lighting will turn off at 11 o'clock. This is the rendering that is provided in the backup, as you can see, of the monument sign. It's in the same architectural style as the building. It is 16 feet in length. You can see it has three essential segments, and it is at its highest, it's 6 feet high. And you can see they're proposing some landscaping there, kind of giving you an idea what it would look like. The second area of the amendment, element of the amendment, is the shade tent, and this is the tent by the pool area. This is proposed to be a 20 by 50 foot shade tent. It's located at the rear of the hotel by the pool and behind a fence in front of the parking area. This approval would expire in 2 years unless extended by the city manager, and this is to give Mainsail sufficient time to construct a more permanent shade structure. And so this is just a more accurate, when you look at an aerial, line drawings tend to confuse people. So I went ahead and just did an aerial. And you can see this is where the shade tent is proposed to be. I believe they've had it up and down since the discussions have been going on, but you can see it's just to the east of the pool in front of that field of parking to the east. The next item of discussion is the major special event tent. This has to do with parking as well, but I'm going to take them one at a time here, in that the major special event tent will go in the front lawn, generally as depicted here. And I've, again, snipped a portion out of there, enlarged it so everyone can see where the tent would propose to go. A permit was required each and every time a tent is installed. The permit may include conditions such as direction of external speakers, staff for directing traffic, and other reasonable conditions by staff. And the second part of the major tent is the parking plan. And this, the agreement does call for Mainsail to have 70 spaces at a minimum for an event that involves either 100 or more people or involves the installation of a tent. 10-day notice is required under the agreement to activate the parking plan when you're going to have a major event. The parking is being provided through a combination of, and I'll give you the numbers, 14 off-street valet driveway spaces. In addition to those 14 off-street valet driveway spaces, there's 15 off-street residential parking permit spaces, the ones that the city manager mentioned, that were granted by the city commission in 2019, and up to 66 off-site spaces through the amended agreement or the updated agreement with the Dallas for a total of 95 spaces. The updated agreement between Mainsail and the Dowises, of course, was provided in your backup. And Mainsail must also engage a Pinellas County Sheriff's Officer or officers to provide crowd control for any event involving 175 or more people. And then the last part of the amendment has to do with event hours, and Mainsail has agreed under the amended agreement to stop all external music by no later than 10 p.m. on Sundays.
The stakeholders in this issue involves Dunedin Mayor and City Council, the residents of Dunedin, Joseph De Pasqua, and Joe Collier, President of Mainsail Lodging of Development. The Dunedin Mayor and City Council concerns include being fine with the number of events on the property, but questions the management of these events 10 years down the road, the 30-foot visibility issue, the lights on the sign attracted sea turtles, crowd enforcement, why 175 people determines crowd control measures. The residents of Dunedin also have concern about the loudness of the noise throughout the neighborhood, fireworks and other noises not mentioned, traffic, and liability. Joseph De Pasqua addressed some of these concerns. To mitigate the noise, the music will be facing the water away from the hotel. There will absolutely be no illegal parking, and traffic is able to go through the streets thoroughly. The tent permit required will be a managed permitting process involving the Dunedin Fire Department occupancy and safety. Event parking plan is reviewed by the Dunedin Fire Department. Joe Collier also addressed 95% of events are weddings and don't require the tent in the front lawn. The sign will not be a problem for the roadway and looks great aesthetically. Went to neighbors personally for the concern of noise. The lights on the sign will be off by 11 p.m. I support this new development for the Fenway Hotel, but also raised my own concern.
Hi, welcome.
Hi.
Give us your name and address for the record.
My name is Michelle Wilson. I live on 6983 301st Avenue North in Clearwater, Florida, but
And you are a policy major, aren't you?
I am.
All right, come on, let's hear it.
I'm coming from St. Petersburg College. I'm in the Public Policy and Administration program. I'm also a former student from Dunedin Highland Middle School and Dunedin High School.
Go Falcons, baby.
Right. And I just wanted to touch on this agenda topic today. As we know, Dunedin is a beautiful town, one of the last personal ones in Florida to visit for both art, relaxation, and most importantly, its culture. The Fenway Hotel has been a popular destination for reunions, anniversaries, weddings, leisure, and much more. And I think a monument sign would be a very nice touch to this establishment. After being given the information to this agenda item from Joanne McHale, Business Manager of the Community Development Department, I'd like to highlight one concern with an agreement that directly affects the interests and protection of both parties involved. The issue at hand revolves around the insurance requirements outlined in the agreement and why this is absolutely critical. Firstly, the agreement stipulates insurance requirements, which is a positive step. However, it's imperative that we ensure these insurance coverages are not just present but also sufficient to safeguard both parties adequately. In the unfortunate event of a significant incident or accident, inadequate coverage could result in severe financial liabilities for one or both parties involved. We must prioritize comprehensive protection. Secondly, insurance is our primary safeguard against liability. Without crystal clear and comprehensive insurance coverage, we open the door to disputes over who bears responsibility for damages or liabilities. This could lead to protracted legal battles, draining resources, and creating financial burdens that neither party wishes to endure. Thirdly, compliance is vital. Both parties must diligently adhere to the insurance requirements throughout the agreement's terms. Failure to do so can lead to a breach of the agreement, which could result in significant legal consequences. We need to establish clear expectations for compliance. Moreover, the scope of insurance coverage must be explicitly defined. The agreement should outline the types of incidents or damages that insurance must cover. This includes specifying coverage limits, deductibles, and any exclusions. Ambiguities or gaps in coverage could be a breeding ground for disputes and uncertainties. Lastly, we must address how and when each party provides proof of insurance coverage to the other. Failing to define these procedures could result in misunderstandings and concerns. This was the only concern I felt needed to be addressed, but other than that, this future development for the Fenway Hotel is promising for both the hotel and the community. Thank you for your attention. I hope nothing but the best for the lovely city of Dunedin.
Before this meeting, I met Joanne McHale, Business Manager of the Community Development Department, and learned that this item originally went to the local planning agency in May. It was agreed to table this item pending more information in June, whereas this item will be heard on September 7th, 2023 for the first reading, and then October 5th for the second and final hearing for approval. With the final hearing around the corner, I believe it should be in the best interest of the City of Dunedin, City of Dunedin's Community Development Department, and the President of Mainsail to bring back a much more meticulous plan using all the addressed concerns for the upcoming and final hearing for approval. The Fenway Hotel is a true gem with its rich history, has played a significant role in Dunedin's community for nearly a century. It's a place where memories have been made and where the echoes of music and culture continue to resonate. The Fenway Hotel, as a centerpiece of the community, holds the potential to enhance Dunedin's charm and appeal. It could be a place that not only respects its history, but also embraces a bright future.